know that. I realize that because I'm not a fucking nut. But I have to say that as I said about Republicans, if someone is a racist, if someone is an elitist, if someone is a homophobe, they probably are a Christian. So, and that's just the way it is. And so I don't really put any kind of reverence, and I think that's why, you know, I am irreverent, but especially when it comes to Christians, I think that's why, you know, so many Christians don't like me because I don't like them. And I think they're stupid. And that's the truth. I mean, I have relatives whom I adore and I love to death, especially my nieces and nephews and my sister-in-law and her family and that kind of thing. I think they're perfectly smart people, but I think when it comes to this, they're just stupid. And because they believe what they believe because it's what they were taught and they went to church all the time and whatever else. But I do believe that believing this bullshit is just dumb. Now, I have to say, though, you know, as I said earlier in the show, if you are a Christian and you believe these things, and that's fine with me, fine. And it's not my business if you want to believe in these things, even if you know it's not true. And there are some people who are like that, who know Christianity is a bunch of bullshit, but they still believe in it anyway because they like the camaraderie and the what's the word they use in church? When you're all together, the congregational whatever, you know, feeling or whatever. They like that part of it. And I think it's like my nieces, my nephews, and my sister-in-law. They say that they are not anti-gay at all, and they think that gay people should have the same rights, and I believe them. They do believe that. But they also believe this other stuff about Christianity, that it's true. Like, for example, my husband still believes, and I don't know why, that there's, and other people I know and have known believe in the Noah's Ark story. And it always bothers me because I'm like, how can you possibly believe in the Noah's Ark story? I don't understand that. I just don't. I don't get it. You know, I guess it's logic versus faith. And that's how I started off the show, was talking about faith versus logic. And faith is just faith. It's nothing more. It cannot be proven. Is nothing more than simple belief. And that's it. Oh, hey, Giovanni. How are you? Giovanni says Republicans are evil. Fellowship, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Republicans are evil. Absolutely, they are evil. And I don't think that it's news to most people. The sad thing is that they are still, you know, in power to some degree. And I think that that's, you know, scary. The good thing is we have Obama out there fighting for the common guy and fighting for our rights, and he's going to veto a lot of the bullshit they try to pull. So that's all you got to worry about, if you ask me. Anyway, that's all I guess that I have to say on this tonight. I just wanted to do a show about it because the reason I got onto all this, by the way, was the fact that there was a show on Spreaker. I can't remember what show it was, but they were talking about gay marriage and about how gay marriage is wrong, and the Bible says this. They also had a speaker on there, a caller, who actually was talking about how you know it's not wrong. And so, but the one thing they said on there, the guy who was a preacher, or I don't know if he's a preacher, just really religious or something, I can't remember his name, but he was talking on the show, and he said that well, you know, marriage started with Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were never married. I mean, I'm sorry, but they were never married. They were the first two, but God didn't marry them. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they were married it just never happened. There was never a ceremony or whatever. They weren't married. But this is one of the examples I wanted to give you because it's when you try to have a conversation with someone about it, you can't have a conversation with them about why bigotry is wrong, regardless of your religious belief system. Your religious belief system is completely irrelevant when it comes to equal rights, period. Because equality, you know, what's this, you know, separation of church and state and all that. And that's another problem a lot of Christians have. When it comes to separation of church and state, you've got to have the state who has its rules, its laws based on law and rational thinking, which I'm all for. And then you have religion, which is based on faith and books and fairy tales. And so you have these two different belief systems, and the two And our Constitution says you cannot have a state that is ruled by religion. That's one of the reasons we got away from England and started a new place was because we wanted to have religious freedom. Religious freedom means you have freedom to believe whatever you want, but also freedom from religion. You cannot have a government that is religious and still have religious freedom. It does not work that way. That's why the government has to be dispassionate from religion. It has to have completely separate rules and laws based on logic and not religion. Otherwise, there is no freedom of or from religion. It just makes sense. And so this is the problem. I'm like, logic, people, just logic. And I don't think a lot of people even use their fucking brains anymore. It drives me goddamn crazy. Okay, I'm done ranting. So that's all I wanted to say tonight about Christianity. I think, let me make sure before I go. Is there anything else I want to say about Christianity? No, I guess I'm done. So I'll be back tomorrow night for show number 22, where I'll talk about something else that I probably hate. Thanks for listening, Giovanni, and thanks for visiting CDC Whistleblower. I will be back tomorrow night. Good night.